DeWitt Clinton High School is a public high school located in New York City. Opened in 1897 and all boys at first, it became co-ed in 1983. From its original building on West 13th Street in Manhattan, it moved in 1906 to its second home on 59th Street and 10th Avenue, and in 1929 to its present home on Mosholu Parkway in the Bronx. After more than a century in existence and a raft of famous alumni, DeWitt Clinton High School has recently faced serious problems involving student performance and security. In 2013, to address these issues, the city's Department of Education appointed Santiago Taveras, one of its former deputy chancellors, as the school's principal. History: Clinton opened in 1897 at 60 West 13th Street at the northern end of Greenwich Village under the name of Boys High School, although this Boys High School was not related to the one in Brooklyn. This school was renamed for New York politician DeWitt Clinton in 1900. In 1906 it moved to a newly constructed building on 10th Avenue between 58th Street and 59th Street in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood, the same year as the opening of the nearby DeWitt Clinton Park, where students farmed plots in what was the first community garden in New York. The school's H-shaped building, designed by Charles B. J. Snyder, was said to be the biggest high school building in the United States at the time. After the school moved to the Bronx, it became Harran High School. It is now Harran Hall on the campus of the John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Until a high school education became compulsory in the early 1930s, Clinton, like all other public schools in the city, had a classics department, where Greek and Latin were taught. Perhaps its most famous teacher was history teacher Irwin Guernsey, known to generations of students as Doc Guernsey. He came to Clinton in the fall of 1914 and retired in the spring of 1959 due to illness. A cripple with 2 Irish canes, he taught from the chair and won twice in his lifetime the title of Master Teacher in New York City. He was also head of the Honors Association, Arista. The history wing is named Guernsey Hall in his memory, and one can still see the library cart Doc's special on which he sat while students wheeled him to class during the last years of his tenure when he was sick. The school moved to a new building on a 21-acre campus at 100 West Mosholu Parkway, South and East 205th Street in the Bedford Park section of the Bronx in 1929, where it has remained. Paul Avenue, which runs to the side of the school from Mosholu Parkway to Lehman College, is named after a DeWitt Clinton High School principal, Paul. It was under this principal that the school moved to its current location in the Bronx. In the 1930s its enrollment peaked at 12,000 and it was said to be the largest high school in the world. Enrollment by 1999 was about 4,000. It remained the last gender-segregated public school in New York City until 1983. The former principal was Geraldine Ambrosio, the first woman to hold the post at the school. In 1996, Clinton was selected by Red Book magazine as one of the 5 most improved schools in America. In 1999, U.S. News & World Report designated Clinton as one of 96 outstanding schools in America. The school receives government aid because of the low-income status of its students. As of 2006, the school has a large Hispanic population, followed by African Americans and Asians. Caucasians, primarily Albanians, comprise a tiny minority. Recently, DeWitt Clinton High School has received poor evaluations from the New York City Department of Education. In the latest progress report, the school received a grade of F with the worst marks in school environment and closing the achievement gap. The quality report for the academic year 2011-12 rated the school as underdeveloped, its lowest rating. It particularly faulted the school for failing to design engaging, rigorous and coherent curricula and for failing to ensure that teaching was aligned to the curriculum, engaging, and differentiated to enable all students to produce meaningful work products. Organization houses small learning communities. Clinton is split into several small learning communities. Quote, they include the Macy Honors Gifted Program, Health Professions, Veterinary Professions, Public Service, Business Enterprise, Future Educators, Academy House, and Varsity House. The Macy program, begun in 1985 with funding from the Macy Foundation, attracts intelligent, hard-working children and preparing them for exceptionally selective colleges. The Macy program has been expanded to serve 1,200 students. The current Macy coordinator is Ernest Consolazio. The Macy Honors Gifted Program in the Sciences and Humanities has its own teachers, and a 9-period day compared to the regular New York City 8-period day. The program offers specialized and advanced technology courses, science, math, English, law, government, philosophy and gradebooks. All students in the program are required to have a minimum average of 80 and not to fail any courses. When Macy students are removed from the program, they are placed in Excel, a special Macy-run program just for its kickouts and dropouts, before getting fully demoted to the lower programs. From at least 1998 to 2002, some students went directly into the Excel program. Advanced Macy students are invited to join the even more selective Einstein Program, which has about 50 students in each grade. The Einstein Program has even more rigorous academic performance requirements. Einstein students in the junior year are required to take a College Now course for philosophy and government science, in the first and second semester, respectively. These courses allow students to earn college credits. Einstein students are automatically assigned to honors and app classes as early as freshman year, followed by the mandatory app United States History and app English Language for Einstein students who make it to the junior year. Many Macy students are invited to Masters, a month-long summer program that offers many hands-on college courses that emphasizes mathematics and science. Some include forensic science, robotics, anatomy, business, consumer chemistry, and electricity. Student organizations. The school has over 40 academic and interest clubs. The Clinton News, the school's newspaper, is written and managed by its students. However, like many other outstanding Clinton possessions, the Clinton News publishes several multi-page full-color papers a year by a grant from the Christian A. Johnson Endeavor Foundation. Another Clinton High School publication is the Magpie, published yearly. The historic color edition of this magazine came out May 2007. This literary collection received the most attention for its association with the Harlem Renaissance. Sports. The governors of the school mascot at DeWitt Clinton and represent approximately 35 teams. There have been various teams which no longer exist, such as fencing and rifle. Teams for the 2007-2008 school year include: the cricket team's formation was encouraged by the large number of South Asians. School facilities. DeWitt Clinton High School is located at 100 West Mosholu Parkway, South. It dominates the entire block excluding the ground at the south where the Bronx High School of Science is situated. Facing the main entrance of the building, Paul Avenue runs to the east and Golden Avenue to the west. The school faces Mosholu Parkway and has its turf field and track behind it, followed by the softball field, and then the school's baseball and grass football field named Alumni Field. It is after this point that DeWitt Clinton's territory ends, meeting that of Bronx Science. Clinton has a small branch of Montefiore Medical Clinic in it, capable of supplying essential services to the students of the campus. The school is located at latitude 40.88111, longitude. More images. Original building. Original building's cornerstone. DeWitt Clinton High School, photograph by Herbert Ann Holt. Algebra at DeWitt Clinton High School. Stairwell at DeWitt Clinton High School. Classroom at DeWitt Clinton High School. DeWitt_Clinton HS_2. Portion of gym building second floor wall. DeWitt Clinton murals. In the media, the institution was featured in a walk through the Bronx with David Hartman and historian Barry Lewis. In it, Hartman and Lewis take a peek at the library. The DeWitt Clinton Chorus performed songs in the 2000 production, Finding Forrester. A book has been written about the school. Pellison, Gerard J. and James A. Garvey III. The Castle on the Parkway. The story of New York City's DeWitt Clinton High School and its extraordinary influence on American life. Hutch Press. ISBN 9781883269302. Clintonites made headlines in New York City school history in September 2005 when they walked out. The 1,500-strong walkout was a result of the installation of metal detectors. Notable alumni. Don Adams, actor, best known for his work in the TV series Get Smart. Lincoln Alexander, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Robert Altman. Charles Alston, artist, muralist. Alan Arbus, actor. Nate Archibald, Hall of Fame basketball player. Richard Avedon, photographer. William A.X.D., film composer. The Thin Man. Sanjay A. Runner. Harold Baer, Justice, New York State Supreme Court. James Baldwin, writer. Martin Balsam, actor. Samuel B., New York State Assemblyman and community activist. Romer Bearden, artist. David Begelman, President, Columbia Pictures. Lou Bender, pioneer player with the Columbia Lions and in early pro basketball, who was later a successful trial attorney. Ira Berlin, historian, author. Pandro S. Berman, film producer. Edward Bernays, father of public relations. Edward Bernstein, first director of the International Monetary Fund. Robert Blackburn, artist. Pedro Bourbon, Jr., professional baseball pitcher. Stephen Buckley, managing editor, St. Petersburg Times. Robert Butler, M.D., winner of the Pulitzer Prize for General Nonfiction in 1976. B. Gerald Cantor, founder, Cantor Fitzgerald. Richard Carmona, former Surgeon General of the United States, dropped out at age 16. Al Casey, jazz guitarist. Gilbert Cates, producer, Academy Award telecasts. Paddy Chayefsky, screenwriter. Richard Condon, author. The Manchurian Candidate, Prize's Honor. Avery Corman, author. Kramer vs. Kramer, Oh God. Frank Corsaro, stage and opera director. Salvatore Cotio, Italian-born New York lawyer and politician. He was the first Italian-American to serve in both houses of the New York State Legislature and the first who served as Justice of the New York State Supreme Court. Ellis Cousins, Executive VP and CFO, John Wiley and Amp Sons. Milton Cross Metropolitan Opera radio broadcasts announcer, George Cukor, film director, County Cullen, poet, Lloyd Cutler, attorney, counsel to U.S. presidents, Leonard Davis, founder, Colonial Penn Insurance co-founder, AARP, Pedro de Cordoba, actor, Charles Stacey, scientist, father of the Human Genome Project, Peter DeRose, composer, Don Devlin, actor and writer-producer, Dean Dixon, first black conductor of the New York Philharmonic, DJ Red Alert, impresario, George Duvivier, bass player, Fred Ebb, lyricist, Will Eisner, father of the modern graphic novel, Elliot Elisha-Fon, photographer, Eugene Emmond, World War II B-17 pilot and officer of the New York Federal Reserve, George Fellows, CEO, Callaway Golf, Herbert Fields, playwright and screenwriter, Joseph Fields, playwright and screenwriter, Bill Finger, author, co-creator of Batman, Edward S. Feldman, film producer, Witness, The Truman Show, Avery Fisher, electronics pioneer, Bernie Flegel, early professional basketball player, Louise Frankfurt, CEO, Coach Bags, Bruce J. Friedman, novelist, playwright and screenwriter, Bud Friedman, improv founder, Frank D. Gilroy, Pulitzer Prize playwright, Leo Gottlieb, New York Knicks basketball player, George Graff, songwriter, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, Bill Graham, rock promoter, Luther Green, NBA basketball player, Adolph Green, lyricist, screenwriter, George Gregory, Jr., first black All-American college basketball player and New York City official, George Gresham, President, 1199 SEIU United Healthcare Workers East, Ernest A. Gross, diplomat, Sam Gross, cartoonist, New York Magazine, Gary Gubner, shot putter and weightlifter, Olympic athlete and world record holder, Sam Gutowitz, founder, Sam Goody Records, Jerry Harkness, professional basketball player and civil rights activist, Kenneth Harper, creator and executive producer of the musical play and film The Wiz, Tom Henderson, NBA basketball player and Olympic medal winner in 1972, Michael Haftke, artist, Arnold Hanno, writer, editor, Richard Hefner, creator and host of The Open Mind, historian, professor, editor of Democracy in America, and former chairman of the Motion Picture Association of America film rating system, Bernard Herrmann, composer, Judd Hirsch, actor, Robert Hofstadter, 1961 Nobel Prize in Physics, Irving Howe, author, essayist, Irving Jaffe, speed skater who won 2 gold medals at the 1932 Winter Olympics, Leo Kadanoff, physicist, National Medal of Science, Bob Kane, co-creator of Batman, Stubby K, actor, Kool Keith, hip-hop MC, member of Ultramagnetic MCs and a solo artist, Theodore W. Keel, former New York labor mediator, civil rights activist, entrepreneur, Benjamin Ralph Kimlau, USAF pilot killed during World War II, square named for him in Chinatown, NYC. Robert Klein, comedian, actor, author, George Kleinsinger, composer, Tubby the Tuba. George Kojak won 2 gold medals at the 1928 Summer Olympics. Stanley Kramer, film producer and director. William Kunstler, attorney. Burt Lancaster, actor. Don Lane, entertainer, talk show host, sportscaster. Once the highest paid person on Australian television. Joseph P. Lash, Pulitzer Prize author and historian. Ralph Lauren, designer. Butch Lee, NBA basketball player. Howard V. Lee, Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, Vietnam Marine Corps officer. Stan Lee, comic book publisher. Alfred Leslie, artist. Seymour Leslie, founder, Pickwick International Record Company, president of MGM Home Video. Edward Lewis, co-founder, Essence Magazine. Joey Louis, entertainer. Robert Q. Lewis, actor, television host. Eric Linden, actor. Frank Loesser, composer and lyricist. Pulitzer Prize winner for drama and Tony Award winner. Eddie Lopat, New York Yankee pitcher. Robert O. Lowery, first black fire commissioner of the FDNY. William E. Macaulay, private equity investor, a Forbes 400 billionaire, chairman and CEO of natural resources buyout firm First Reserve Corporation. George Macy, publisher. Vito Marcantonio, U.S. Congressman. Gary Marshall, director, producer, actor. Donald McHale, stage and film choreographer. Abel Meeropol, teacher at DWC, lyricist. Strange Fruit, The House I Live In. Hal Miller, actor. Sesame Street. Gordon, Law and Amp, Order, singer, lyricist, published poet, painter. Saatchi Online. Paul Milstein, real estate developer, philanthropist. Walter Irish, film producer. Jerome Ross, film composer. The Big Country. Howard Morris, actor. Ralph Morse, photographer, developed the camera that went to the moon in 1969. Jerry Most, co-founder, en.M Records. Johnny Most, radio play-by-play announcer for the Boston Celtics basketball team. Jan Murray, actor, television host. Lou Myers, cartoonist, writer, The New Yorker. Frank H. Netter, MD, anatomy artist. Roy Neuberger, financier. Barnett Newman, artist. Herbie Nichols, pianist, songwriter. Lady Sings the Blues. Basil Patterson, labor lawyer, political leader in New York. Jan Pierce, Metropolitan Opera tenor. Abraham Polinsky, blacklisted screenwriter. Bud Powell, jazz pianist and composer. Mel Powell, Pulitzer Prize-winning jazz composer. Henry F. Pringle, winner of the Pulitzer Prize for biography or autobiography for his 1931 biography of Theodore Roosevelt. Mario Procaccino, New York City controller and politician. DeWitt Clinton Ramsey, Admiral, U.S. Navy. John Randolph, actor. Charles Rangel, United States Congressman. Morris M. Rapport, biochemist who identified the neurotransmitter serotonin. Seymour Wright, co-creator. Casper, the Friendly Ghost. Sugar Ray Robinson, champion prize fighter. Richard Rodgers, Emmy Award, Grammy Award, Academy Award, and Tony Award winner. A. M. Rosenthal, New York Times journalist. 1960 Pulitzer Prize winner for international reporting. Bob Rothberg, songwriter and author. William Ruder, co-founder, Ruder Finn. Jack Rudin, real estate developer, philanthropist. Louis Rudin, real estate developer, philanthropist. Juan R. Sanchez, judge, U.S. District Court, PA. Dolph Schayes, NBA Hall of Fame basketball player. Danny Schechter, journalist, filmmaker, author. Daniel Shaw, journalist. M. Lincoln Schuster, co-founder, Simon & Amp, Schuster Publishers. Barry Schwartz, co-founder, Calvin Klein. Sherwood Schwartz, creator of Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. Bobby Sharp, songwriter, Unchain My Heart. Steve Shepard, played for the Chicago Bulls and won a gold medal at the 1976 Summer Olympics. Gerald Shaw, founder of the Federal Witness Protection Program, and co-author of WITSEC, Inside the Federal Witness Protection Program. Neil Simon, playwright and screenwriter. Recipient of a Pulitzer Prize, various Emmy Awards, Tony Awards, and a Golden Globe. Aaron Siskind, abstract photographer. Ricky Sobers, professional basketball player. Lionel J. Stander, American actor in films, radio, theater and television. Louise Stark, New York Times reporter and Pulitzer Prize winner for telegraphic reporting in 1942. Sol Stein, author. Milton Steinberg, prominent American rabbi, philosopher, theologian and author. The valedictorian, class of 1921. Larry Storch, actor; Charles Strouse, composer; Howard Taubman, music and theater critic for the New York Times; Sammy Timberg, musician and composer; Lawrence Tisch, head, Loews Hotels, CBS; Doug the Greaseman, tracked radio personality; Marvin Traub, a former head of Bloomingdale's department store; Lionel Trilling, educator and critic, class of 19,210, ref name equals Allen and GT; Ozzie Virgil, senior, Major League Baseball player; Ed Warner, college basketball player and central figure on Point Shaving scandal; Ben Wattenberg, host, think tank on PBS, author; Jerome Weidman, winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Drama; Alan Weinstein, archivist of the United States; Grover Whalen, Mr. New York, WNYC founder, President World's Fair Corporation; Woody W. White, Bishop of the United Methodist Church; Willie Worsley, community leader and basketball player; Lester Wunderman, advertising expert, consultant, professor, author, photographer; Martin Jaslowitz, photographer; William Zeckendorf, real estate developer. Although they did not graduate, jazz great Fats Waller, guitarist Ace Frehley of Kiss and comedian Tracy Morgan also attended Clinton. With the approval of the New York City Department of Education, Morgan was awarded an honorary diploma in 2003. Distinguished visitors. Visitors who have addressed Clinton assemblies include Theodore Roosevelt, Andrew Carnegie, Douglas Fairbanks Sr., Sioux Chief Buffalo Bear, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, Jackie Robinson, Jim Brown, Sergeant Slaughter, Wynton Marsalis, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Frederick Gregory. Records. DeWitt Clinton High School students organized one of the largest high school walkouts in New York on September 19, 2005. The protest occurred over installation of airport-style metal detectors and X-ray scanners, which had already been installed in many other schools throughout New York City. According to the school, it offers more advanced placement courses than any other school in the borough other than the Bronx High School of Science.